Hi, welcome back to SAP Business Object Processing Framework Demo Series. So, in the last session, we saw how we can model or configure the text schema for the dependent business object text collection. So, today also we're going to see. So, there will be another dependent object which is called as a attachment folder. How we can model the node and how we can uh, configure the attachment schemas. So the similar approach how we can have a text schema similar to the attachment schema, because you have to tell to the framework, or you have to configure, to provide the linkage information, what kind of file you want to store under that particular node, and how, what kind of, the extension of the file type. All that information needs to be defined in your uh, text schema place. So then you should link the text schema with your business object to have the defined information for your attachment folders. So that you have to do that. So first let's see how we can configure the dedicated business object node as attachment folder, and then we see the configuration for the text schema. So as I said in the previous sessions, so attachment folder is a common functionality. So you want to attach any file or any particular file type in your particular business object application. So you want to provide the functionality to store the any document on your business object. So if you want to model that the particular functionality, it will be a lot of information, where to store the information, where what kind of content you are going to store. All that details you have to model it yourself under your business object. So to overcome that, so SAP is providing a dependent object which is already have all the functionality, where we are going to store that information, how we going to store the content, how we going to get the content, on kind of what kind of file type we are allowed to store it. All that is being maintained under your dependent business object, and just you link that dependent object into your business object. That will do the your uh, easy way of doing your attaching any document into your business object. Let's do so go for a change and right click, create. So should be a dedicated node, and you say is attachment, also call it as attachment. So when I created the node, by default, you can see this delegation class was available. So you have to only select the what kind of what dependent object we are going to use it. So if you go here, so these are the different business objects are available as a dependent object. So here you have the option in the top. So this is called as a attachment folder. Like we had to get text collection, similarly we have it as a attachment folder as a dependent object. So once you select that, so press enter and save. So your node is been modeled now, and let's go here and see. We should be having under root, there should be association as attachment. Okay, so there is by default this association is available. Let's save this and do the check and correct. So same approach always, to make sure your business object is consistent, and correct her. Check your business object now. It's taking some time to check the business object. Yes, your business object is consistent, and generate your business or activate your business object, which will generate your constant interface and all the dependent informations. So now your business object is consistent. So the same approach, let's open the test UI to ensure that we have the you know node has been available there, slash nbobt UI transaction, and so we are in ZRET, the order. If you see this, there is a two business object is available. So I'll just use this function to get rid of that. And now you display it. So you have your business object and load the instance. Pretty much on your, and if you go and open this attachment folder, okay, it's available. You can see the same approach. It's not showing this is this node or these attributes node information. We didn't model it, so it is coming from the dependent business object attachment folder. Okay, so let's go back to our instance, select and edit the functionality and double click on the attachment. So now we can create the attachment root. It's see that now it shows, you can see that similarly what we had it when we do the text collection dependent object, when we try to create the instance for the text collection, we got the same message, text type or schema is not defined for it. Similarly, you will have the similar messages being shown here. Attachment schema is not found, and it's try to use the default schema and default storage category. All that has been thrown as a kind of a error message and warning message on that. So this you have to now you go and do the configuration of the text schema. Once that is done, this issue will be resolved. So if you see here, select this, and if you go for it, action. So here you have something called copy from ATF, create from file, create folder, create link. So if you open this create file, it's action. Okay, this is under the action. You can see here, this is a parameters. Enter the action parameter. You can see in the top. So it's an action which has all the information. You can see here you have a name, you have attachment name and description of language. So what language you're storing it, description of content, mine code, which is nothing but your like whether this particular file is a txt file, excel file, or pdf or gif file, image file, what kind of file format. Then you want to have file name, then you have content. So this is the content. The raw data will be stored under that. An attachment type, visibility type, attachment schema, description. So if you pass all this information and then you know you 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 pass that information, the attachment will be created under these particular nodes. That's the way it works. So we'll see how we can do the attachment, because this is a test UI which is not going to allow you to provide all that information. So we will have the other option to do that. Either you have to build a UI application to browse the content and convert the your content from normal format to the raw format, raw hexadecimal format, and map the value to content in raw binary format, which will be stored here. So we cannot do it manually here. So either you use a program or maybe a UI application to do that. So let's close this. So now we have this issue. Let's go on do the configuration in the SPRO to make sure that we define the particular schema type and schema category for that. In the next session, we see how we can do the configuration. Thank you.